podcast called Living the Stream comes to you each week. Streaming recommendations during NFL season, it's not just tongue-in-cheek. Quarterback, defense, tight end recommendations based on opposition matchup. Here are your podcast hosts, JJ Zacharyson and Danny Carter, Living the Stream.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Living the Stream. I'm JJ Zacharyson, the late round quarterback, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Denny Carter. Denny, what's going on, buddy?
Everything's normal today. Yeah. I'm not wearing a candy corn Halloween costume, and JJ's not wearing a character from Moana. What's it called?
Hey.
Right, the chicken.
Yeah, I'm Hey, because we do our family costumes every year, like I've said on the show, and Avery, my daughter, who's in second grade, has not gotten sick of it yet, which is shocking that it's still going on. So we're doing Moana this year.
All right. It's the chicken with severe anxiety. Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poor chicken. But I'm dressed up as candy corn, as the folks can see if you're watching it live on YouTube, because it's everybody's favorite candy. In fact, actually, here's what I want to say about the candy corn thing. In the early days of social media, it was like edgy to both say I like candy corn and I don't like candy corn.
Right. It's true.
And this was like a big thing. It was the same thing with, remember, what's a sandwich? What constitutes a sandwich?
Sure.
But I heard a radio DJ just the other day, a local guy, and he's like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't like candy corn. Really, man? Thank you for that brave take.
If you remember when like the candy corn hating days on Twitter and on social media, then you're unk.
Yeah, you are. I mean, you have some back problems. You're still exercising, but you're not really noticing any sort of difference. You're watching what you eat, things like that. I mean,
sure. I have a story I gotta open up with today, Denny, because so as a lot of you guys know, a handful of years ago, I changed up my diet. I don't know if you've heard, but I don't eat gluten or dairy. It used to be soy as well, but if some soy trickles in, it's not the end of the world.
Right. Well, you are a soy boy, so it makes sense.
Sure. So no gluten, no dairy. Haven't had gluten or dairy in 5 years, right? And I changed my diet up for a couple of reasons, a few reasons. One of them was a reflux-related reason that I had talked about years and years ago. And I cured my gut ailments, if you will, by changing my diet up, and it was able to like sort of rebuild my gut, and now I'm pretty much back to normal. But there's like 5 to 6 like foods that are not gluten and dairy free that I still don't really consume. Okay. I'd say there's 3 that I definitely don't consume. Okay. One of them is chocolate. One of them is tomatoes. I don't really consume tomatoes. If it's in stuff, I can still kind of tolerate it. And then the last one is like coffee but it's not really because of the acidity of the coffee. It's the caffeine content that's in coffee. Okay.
Does that hurt your stomach? That hurt your stomach?
So what really happens, if you guys want the more scientific reason for all this, and maybe last time I talked about this, I actually got multiple emails from people being like, I've been dealing with that too.
Right.
And it was kind of like awesome, like to be able to just be like, hey, go talk to your doctor about this. I'm not your doctor, obviously.
But we want to be clear. This is not a medical podcast, and you should not take this in lieu of a doctor's visit.
There's a type of reflux called LPR. Okay. And it's more of a throat thing. You have these esophageal sphincters that will relax and open and close, right? Mm-hmm. And that can allow different, like, whether it be actual contents that you've eaten, from your stomach to come up, or it could be like gases and different, other things going on that can then insert themselves into your throat. And then you start feeling throat symptoms, which is what I wasn't getting heartburn. I was feeling more throat symptoms. It's really, really obnoxious when you feel like you have a lump in your throat, or you feel like you can't talk very well, whatever the case may be. It's really, really obnoxious. And so when you have tomatoes or chocolate or caffeinated things, that can relax that sphincter, and it can really hurt your your reflux symptoms. And so I figured out that like what my foods were that were affecting me, and I just eliminated them, and it was fine. Caffeine, though, is one of those things that will loosen things. And then as a result of that, I get this feeling of like sometimes like you feel like your throat's swelling up a little bit.
Okay.
Like that's the feeling. Okay. So I haven't had caffeine in 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Okay. And last week, I went to the grocery store with the Denver dude saying dropping in right at esophageal sphincter was unexpected.
Yeah, people tuning in thought there was very little chance of talk of esophageal sphincter today.
Look, if you had that on your bingo card, you've won.
Right. If you hammered that on at a sports book, you are a millionaire.
Yeah. That was, I mean, esophageal sphincter was like plus like 7,000 to be mentioned today.
At least 7
Yeah,
million.
At least. So I go to the grocery store last week with the family because we were really we didn't have any food and we needed dinner. And you know those trips where you're just like, oh my gosh, like we don't have enough to like make dinner tonight. Like we'll just go and let the kids pick something out, right?
Oof.
You know, like mac and cheese or like a frozen pizza or something like that. And then we'll get something as well. So we're going through, I got like a can of soup that was really delicious. And then we're going through the store and I see this drink and it's I mean, you guys probably know where this is going, but it's that, you ever hear of that, like those coconut water / coconut flavored drinks that BAI drinks? Yeah. So I got one of them. I was like, oh, this will be tasty, you know, 0 calorie drink. And I buy it.
I'm sorry.
And I drink a little bit of it the other day and I was like, okay, this is fine. But I put it back in the fridge. I didn't drink. I literally only took like 2 or 3 sips and then I put it back in the fridge. And then on Monday, my daughter was home. She wasn't feeling well. She had one of those, like, probably could have gone to school days, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
It's so frustrating when the kids do that to you. But, and you want to trust them. And then, you know, it gets to be noon and they're just like feeling fine. And you're like, you could have done this.
You know what it is? Sometimes it's that the mucus collects in the back of their throats when they sleep.
Right.
And so they wake up and they're all congested, but then
they're just tired and not feeling right.
90 minutes later, they're fine. So
yeah, exactly. So we had one of those days, right? Well, I decided to drink that is it Bai or Bay? Bai, probably.
I think it's Bai.
Yeah. I decided to drink that drink. This is on Monday. I'm running 15 transactions. Avery's watching her iPad.
How'd that go?
Well, I realized that there was caffeine in this drink. Okay. It wasn't a lot. It was 55 milligrams, which isn't a cup of coffee like 200 to 300 or something like that?
It depends, but yeah, 200 is.
Yeah. Normally. Right. So this is like a quarter of a cup of coffee that I just consumed.
Yeah. Right.
But when you don't have caffeine for 5 or 6 years,
it hit you like a freight train.
I was straight tweaking. I took a video. God. I took a video of myself running around the house with Avery that I could send to Amanda to be like, this is what's going on with my body right now.
Really?
Yes. 55 milligrams of caffeine. I was tweaking. The one time I had done this, because I did cut caffeine out for a period of time before, and then I had a cup of coffee. This was back like 7 years ago. And so we almost got 25 transactions.
Right. Welcome to 49 transactions. You're going to throw in a 50th for free. Let's do it.
What's up, everyone? It's JJ Take a Reason. Yeah, what has just been?
Oh yeah, you already talk like that. You would talk so fast that no human ear could hear you.
Right, that's right. And so, like, so I've done this before where I went without caffeine for a while, and then I had coffee. And when I did that, I had like a legitimate like drug related experience. Like I was so out of my mind. But there's actually research that says that this happens to some to people when they don't have caffeine for a while, then they have caffeine.
Oh yeah.
This wasn't that, unfortunately. Like I wish that I was like tripping. Like that would have been fun, right? There would have been some. Avery would have had a really interesting afternoon. Instead, I just kind of, when you just kind of feel weird and feel off, and like you're kind of like
a little. You're tensing your jaw.
Yeah, bit. Right. Just like it was not the right kind of feeling. But yeah, I tweaked off of 55 milligrams of caffeine. It was it was really embarrassing, and now I'm sharing that embarrassing story to the world. But check the caffeine content. I'll tell you what, like fortunately didn't have any like crazy symptoms, which is good, right? That means that maybe I can get away with some of that more often. I don't really, but what's the point at this point where I'm used to not having caffeine? Why would I then go on caffeine and do caffeine?
You would never, kids don't do caffeine.
Yeah. I mean, if you're thinking about doing caffeine, watch Saved by the Bell.
They drink. Yes, right.
Jesse Spano was
she gets
addicted to
scared.
caffeine pills.
She
Yeah.
gets scared. Listen, so what you're looking at, JJ, is a future in which one of your children drinks a cup of coffee in front of you and says, "I learned it from you, Dad."
Right.
And they say, "I remember that day you had 3 sips of your Bai drink and you ran around the neighborhood with your shirt off. But I learned this from you."
Yeah. I mean, literally, it was like the equivalent of people drinking a Diet Coke.
Yeah,
A little bit more. I think Diet Coke might be like 40 or so. So it's a little bit more than like a diet pop. What I drink.
What's wrong with me, man? I drink 4 cups of coffee a morning, and I feel nothing. I guess that's part of the deal, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That's I feel like maybe I should not do that. But I'll tell you, when I have Starbucks coffee, which I know like real coffee lovers don't like.
Yeah,
Starbucks,
you're gonna be destroyed for that. Yeah.
I don't really like it either, just to be clear. But if I do have it, I do feel like I feel a little uneasy. I feel like I'm like skipping between things. Like I'm unable to like finish like a thought. You know what I mean? Like it's that level of caffeine. And then when the caffeine goes, when it exits the system in some way, I feel like shit. I feel like stuff. Sorry to the kids.
Stuff. Come on.
Sorry. I'm so sorry to the kids.
You want to, that I once so on my record, like on my medical records, it says that I'm allergic to this drug called Haldol. And Haldol is like for drug addicts when they're like coming off, like I believe it's like when they're like not
recovery drug.
It's like if you go to the ER or something, they will give you that to like come off of your high or something like that. But they apparently also give it to you when you have a really bad stomach situation, like to try to calm it down. I don't know why. Some nurse or some doctor can definitely chime in and give the reasons why. But when I had that food poisoning, which I think I talked about a couple weeks ago on the show, when I had that food poisoning, I went to the ER and they gave me that Haldol, right? And it made me feel so irritable. It was like I had a reaction to it, right? It made me feel so irritable. I wanted to rip the IV out of my arm.
Wow.
I literally got up and I go, I'm not kidding you. I get up and I go, I got to get out of here. I have to get out of here. Like I'm out of my mind. It is the worst feeling that I've ever felt in my life, bar none. Like it is. And then they just give me a bunch of Benadryl and just knock me out after that happened. JJ. Yeah, that was part of that ER experience, and I didn't talk about that.
That sounds, yeah, man, that sounds awful. And by the way, us talking about drug interactions, we sound like the 2 most sober men to ever live. So
that's true.
Folks in the chat are probably laughing, but that's okay.
It says that Haldol is used for schizophrenia, Tourette syndrome. So I guess agitation. It's used to treat agitation related to schizophrenia or other. So it's almost like me being like non-schizophrenic. Yeah. Like it had like the opposite effect of what, or of what it would be doing. I don't know. I don't know how that all interacts and works.
I'm not a doctor, and nor am I a nurse. I will say I don't get it. I don't get why they would give that to you, but okay.
I know it was rough times. Anyway, let's move on to what happened in week number 8. Another pretty good week, Denny. Not gonna lie. Jackson Dart, who's now retired from being a streamer.
Oh God, I was like, what? Wait, I have to check Roto World. What?
He better not have retired. 19.4 points. Joe Flacco, 24.3. Aaron Rodgers, 17. He had 16.8. Marcus Mariota, 11.3. It was a little bit disappointing from Mariota. But Cade Otton had 8. Mason Taylor had 14.4. Dalton Schultz, 4.4. Noah Fant, 7.1. We were kind of, worried about Fant with Tanner Hudson back. Oronde Gadsden, who is just basically a top 6 tight end rest of season. Oronde Gadsden at 18.7. There was look, I sent a message in the late round Discord before the Thursday night game, and I said, I'm starting Oronde Gadsden in 80% of my leagues. Please pray for me. And I had a great week.
Prayer works. Okay. Look, this is now a religious podcast. I don't know if you're aware, but we are now we're advocating for prayer for our streamers, and it does work. By the way,
the important things in life, right?
I listened to 49 transactions. No. I listened to 10 trends today. Yeah. And I agree with your take. Well, I don't want to put words in your mouth. but it makes sense to me that the emergence of Aronde Goatston, as we're calling
Yeah.
him, means it's totally over for Quentin Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, you of course would take it to that
I know.
extreme. But yeah, the thing with, I mean, fantasy points data really showed that is that he's just running go routes again. Like
Right.
literally over a third of his routes have just been go routes since he came back from his injury. And then you look at like how they've operated and how good they, like last week they were great offensively. And you say to yourself, like, why would they move away from operating in this way? I think QJ is still going to have spiked weeks. I just think he's not going to be consistent at all. Like, to me, QJ might, there's a chance that QJ becomes Jameson Williams.
Right. So he was able to like paper over the games where he didn't catch like the deep touchdown because he was involved in the intermediate areas.
Right.
But now they have Gadsden doing that. And yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot more zeros and also some 25 pointers on the way for QJ, but it's going to be super frustrating.
Yeah, I did call him. Someone said some guy on social media called him Aronde Gads him, which is what I said last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
2 weeks ago, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I was.
I can't imagine I was the first person to call him Gads him.
You probably were. That's pretty creative. I thought mine was all right. Goatston, but
although I will say, like the pronunciation of his name, like with there being the 2 D's, it really screws up some of the potential for these nicknames.
Yeah, 2 D's is one too many.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Great dad, right? Great dad. That Aronde Gadsden.
Yeah.
Every time I do the data dump stuff, I always say Aronde Gadsden and then parentheses, not his father.
Right. Well, you had to say the second.
Yeah, you got to.
He is the second. You can always tell when an NFL player has a kid because the name on the back of their jersey changes.
Yeah, it becomes a senior. Colson Loveland at 6.8. And then on defense, it was complete hit or miss. Like quite literally. We had on the miss side, we had Atlanta, who had the most disappointing performance of any team, I think, this season from a fantasy perspective of like both offensively and defensively. Cincinnati was a -4. Now they played Justin Fields, but I don't think we would have changed our process knowing that Fields played.
I was excited that Fields.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I think that you would probably be like more inclined to use Cincinnati last week.
Yeah. The guy who can't stop taking sacks is literally not sacked once.
What? I do feel a little vindicated that he had a good performance.
Oh no, I was torn. Because, I like Fields. I need him. But I also felt like the Cincinnati defense at home was a pretty good play. Not -4 points. I've checked the spreadsheets. It's not good. It's not good.
I do have to say too, I like it when the Nick Mangold stuff is so tragic and so sad. And it is really cool when teams like have upsets like that after, a tragic thing has happened. Like that to me is like what sports is about. Like you have a fan base that's probably not, they're mourning to some degree. Even if you didn't know the guy, it's like your favorite football player, what have you. And he was seemingly like an awesome dude. Every interview is awesome, just like a really fun guy.
Yeah.
And to see them win is it's cool, man. Like that to me is like genuinely what sports is about. Like that's why we watch this stuff.
Yeah, it was very sad. 41 years old.
Yeah, and he was asking for a kidney like 2 weeks ago.
I know. That happened so quickly. I don't know. You see it as a thing like where he's asking for a kidney, not as like a last second reprieve, but as part of the process of getting better. And
you have no idea. And evidently, kidney disease can just do that, where it's like
it just goes from
it's just unfortunately
0 to 100. Really difficult to hear. I'm like, oh man, of course not everybody, but I tend to make it about myself when this sort of thing happens. So when someone your age passes away,
of course. Yeah,
you I don't know, you just
perspective. Look,
it's differently
when you're in your 20s and you see someone in their 40s or 50s passing away, you're like, okay, like that's
they were old.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it definitely hits different as you get older. Someone mentioned Denver dude mentioned the same thing happened with Demaryius Thomas when they put him in the Ring of Honor. That was the Giants game where they scored 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
like after not scoring anything all game.
They were awful in that game.
Yeah, stuff like that is just it's very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we had Atlanta and Cincinnati on defense, but then fortunately we had Tampa Bay and Buffalo. Tampa Bay had 26 points, and and Buffalo had 17. So, I mean, you had a 50% chance of doing well with our defensive streamers
I
last week.
really, really wish someone had forced me to play the Bucks defense in DFS because it was the one piece I was missing. See, what I did was I didn't play the Bucks and I played the Bengals instead. And so instead of winning money, I did that thing where you didn't win any money.
Zero money. Yeah. That thing. All right, let's move on to week number 9, Denny. Kick things off with a quarterback.
I will. Trevor Lawrence, he's a streamer. He is a streamer. I'm not like totally comfortable with him. I think that we have at least one better streamer this week, but he's playing the Raiders.
I think both of mine are probably better than him.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right. I didn't want to overstate it too much, but
you
know, I mean, this Jags offense not exactly clicking. They are coming out of a bye, so maybe they fixed some things. It's a good matchup. The Jags have a 24.25 implied total. They're 3-point favorites against Vegas. The Jaguars are averaging the 4th most offensive plays per game. They're giving up the 10th most. So I'm thinking this could be if the Raiders can have like a viable NFL offense for the first time in a while, could be somewhat back and forth. And the Raiders are allowing the 10th highest adjusted yards per attempt and the 4th highest completion rate over expected. All the nerdy stuff says that it's a good matchup for Trevor G. Lawrence V.
I'm going to go to Sam Darnold. This one's just a pure, this Sam Darnold play is a pure process play.
Yeah.
Pure process. If you want to just think of this of quarterback streaming at a really high level, Washington, 6th most adjusted fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks per game this year, plus 16 passing yards over expected allowed. So teams are throwing for more passing yards typically when they face Washington. 24.5 point implied team total for Seattle. That's the process.
Are you uncomfortable beyond that? I feel like Darnold's just cooking right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's. I mean, we should feel good. They're coming out of their bye. Yeah.
Oh my God, JSN's gonna. I mean,
JSN's gonna cook.
Like, I don't know what his receiving prop would be set at, but it can't be high enough. I feel like against Washington.
I mean, he should cook.
You
know, I also, as a sleeper, I like Cooper Kupp this week because he plays a lot of he runs a lot of his routes out of the slot still, like over 50% in all but one game, and Washington's been pretty bad against slot receivers.
We need Jaden Daniels back, and we need the Commanders to push a little bit.
I think Daniels will be back though.
I think so. I worry about him not being 100%, but I guess you can't worry too much. I have Mac Jones. He looks like he's going to start again with Brock Purdy still recovering, I guess, from the toe injury. It's a really good spot against the Giants. The Niners have a 25.5 point implied total. That's always nice, fun to say. The Giants are dealing with a lot of defensive injuries, and I don't mean like here and there. I covered the Giants-Eagles game for Roto World the other day, and the announcers were saying, I think it was Brady and his announcing partner, what's his name? Brennan something. Anyway, and they were saying that these guys, the Giants were playing defensive guys who had just been signed 48 hours before the game. So this is a defense that's been racked by injuries. The Giants are 25th in pressure rate, 23rd in sack rate. They also are a top 5 pass funnel. So I think maybe the Niners in somewhat neutral script could be a little pass heavier than you think. I like Mac Jones this week.
Yeah, Kevin Burkhardt is who you're.
I'm sorry, Kevin Burkhardt.
Yeah. I like Mac Jones. I'm gonna have to play him in a Superflex league. So
you should feel great about that.
Yeah. I mean, in a single quarterback league, there's a lot of good quarterback plays this week. So like, you don't really have to force it that much. But you know, maybe if you're in a really, really deep.
I mean, a 14 teamer, you could be down pretty bad at quarterback. Yeah. Matt, you could do worse than Mac Jones. That's all.
Yeah. I would play Aaron Rodgers though over Mac Jones. This game has the chance to be relatively high scoring because Pittsburgh's defense is so horrific. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call it right now, Denny. Okay. Pittsburgh wins this week.
Wow.
This is the most Pittsburgh Mike Tomlin thing of all time. Wow. They have 2 horrible games back to back. They have a game against Cincinnati they should win. No one really expected them to beat the Packers necessarily, but like, you know, they had a chance, but they lose and their defense is playing horribly. Pittsburgh's gonna beat Indianapolis.
I mean, the Colts haven't played anybody.
This is the very standard. The NFL doesn't make any sense game.
Right. Here's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a script where Daniel Jones has to throw it more than 21 times.
Yeah, right. Well, I think I mean, look, Pittsburgh right now this season is second in the league in passing yards allowed over expected. So all I do is adjust who they've played, how many passing yards they've given up, and then how many passing yards those teams throw for outside of that matchup. And
Okay.
Dallas is first, no surprise.
Right.
Pittsburgh second right now, and Indianapolis is third. So this could be a back and forth through the air kind of game. Teams against Indianapolis, no surprise, have thrown the ball above their typical pass rate.
Yeah.
The Steelers have almost an implied total of 24 points. Indianapolis is the 7th best matchup for quarterbacks by adjusted fantasy points allowed. I think that there's a lot of reason to be into Rodgers this week. I'm not like temper your expectations. Not only that, but the Steelers, a lot of their touchdowns have come via the air so far this year. That's going to regress a little bit. So do be aware of that. That like, if you're just going to look at his average points per game so far this year, it might not do like this matchup enough justice because there's going to be some regression from how the Steelers are scoring touchdowns. But I think Rodgers is in a pretty good spot overall.
Could this be the week where Jonathan Taylor doesn't go for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns? That's the question.
What a season for them.
What a season. I'm so jealous of people in my league who have him on the roster. I want to die.
I'm jealous of the people who were, because I wasn't heavy on. I was at market with Taylor. Like I have him in my I'm only in one guillotine league this year, and I drafted him in that one.
Oh,
and
wow. Okay.
It's so nice because I have by far the most fab left because I don't need to spend anything when you have Jonathan Taylor.
When you have a guy scoring 30 plus a week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's just giving me that floor each and every week. But yeah, I mean the people who were like in on Taylor, because I wasn't in or out, the people who were in on Taylor, I am jealous of that.
Yeah, me too. All right. You want to move on to tight ends?
Let's move on to tight ends, Denny.
I will start with Colston Loveland. Now, you're going to have to keep it locked to RotoWorld to check out Cole Kmet's practice status on Thursday and Friday. I'm not sure if he practiced on Wednesday, but he does have a back injury. He was out last week. Colston Loveland ran 76% of the routes with Kmet out. He caught 3 passes for 38 yards. Playing a Bengals team this week, allowing a league high 10 tight end targets per game. So a pretty good spot.
Yeah. I'm going to go Theo Johnson. I think Theo is just like a decent play moving forward. Like he's had route shares of 97% in back-to-back games, which is absurd. It's basically running every route except for one, right? He's seen a 21% and 18% target share in those 2 games. Since Malik Neighbors went down, he's had a 19.5% target share per game rate. So like he's being used a lot. He's running a lot of routes. The Giants get San Francisco, probably an average to above average matchup. They're 11th in adjusted target share allowed to tight ends, pretty average from an adjusted fantasy points allowed standpoint. I just think that he's like a solid high end tight end to rest of season kind of player.
Daniel Bellinger suffered some sort of arm injury against the Eagles last week. So keep an eye on him. I think, obviously Theo Johnson would get a little bump if Danny Belly is out.
Danny Belly.
That's what the kids, the Zoomers, that's all they talk about is Danny Belly. I know we were a little torn about this one, and I'm still torn. I'm just going to tell you, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you about the Titans tight end situation. Okay.
Yeah. Just talk about some Gunnar Helm and some Chigakonkwo.
Right. So over the past 2 games, Chigakonkwo is running 52% of the routes. Gunnar Helm is at 40%. But Helm is being targeted on 24% of those routes, and Chig is at 14%. I call him 14% Chig.
14% is pretty rough for the route.
I call him Chig because I know him personally. But would it be good if Gunnar Helm just took this rollover? I actually think it would be amazing. So right now, I feel like maybe Gunnar Helm is the play. If you're desperate enough to play one of these guys, what do you think?
I mean, I'd try to not play either.
Right.
Ideally. I think we got to go. I would still go with Okonkwo just because he is still running more routes.
He is running more routes. And again, they're going to be in a pass-heavy script this week as big underdogs against the Chargers. 9.5 point underdogs, 17-point implied total. We love that.
Yeah. Tight end. Here's the thing with tight end. I'm sure that everyone who's listening to the show from the beginning of the season, you actually feel okay about your tight end situation.
You had a lot of chances to feel okay about it. Let's put it that way.
We had Fannin, we've had Gadsden, we've had, I don't know, we had a stretch with Waller.
Mason Taylor.
Mason Taylor. Like,
Yeah.
there's been so many tight end streamers that have become like relatively decent plays that you probably feel okay enough with your tight end situation right now.
So Fannin was the play. And I feel like we were on, I mean, I know you were on that very early on. I feel like you were on that in like February, but
yeah, then I met his mom and it was just game over.
Right, exactly. And that's not even a mom joke. That's
really
a real
not.
thing.
Yeah.
And then in August we were like, obviously Fannin is the late round tight end this year. So
Yeah.
you had your chances. You should be good at tight end.
Yeah. Isaiah Likely is someone that I have my eye on this week. He's run more routes than Mark Andrews in back-to-back games.
Yeah.
So like that, like I do think Andrews is going to be targeted at a higher rate than Likely will be. But I do think that that's pretty interesting, especially against Miami. They've allowed the third highest adjusted target share to tight ends this year, 13th in adjusted fantasy points allowed to tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Baltimore's projected to score a lot of points. I think there are worse dart throws than Isaiah Likely, just given, you know, like the fact that Lamar's back. And are you going to be shocked if they put up a 40 burger tomorrow night?
No, the whole Miami defense thing last week against the Falcons, that was totally fake. Like that was all an illusion. Yeah. The Ravens could easily score over 30 points here. And
yeah. And if Likely, like I could see a scenario where Likely's like, you know, 3 for 37 and a touchdown.
Let's do it. I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to defense. I have two of them. So I'll start out with like they're rostered in too many leagues now, but we, you know, had them before the percent roster number went up because people dropped the Rams last week and now they get Tyler Shuck and the Saints. And I can't even imagine a better spot for a defense
it's
like
crazy.
I look at pressure rate allowed and pressure rate forced via PFF numbers and and then I add the two together and it's at 72.4% for this matchup, which is by far the highest of the week. I mean, the Rams can generate a ton of pressure. The Saints give up a lot of pressure. And now you get this rookie quarterback who's supposed to not be very good. I mean, he's a 25-year-old rookie, you know,
he was really bad last week. This is the thing. What's his name? Rattler did nothing wrong.
I feel bad for Spencer Rattler because I think that he's actually has not been horrible this year.
No, okay. Here's the thing. He threw one boneheaded pick at the goal line and some giant 7'2" defensive lineman was able to just reach up and grab it. But not only that, he was able to do that and then truck stick Rattler. And so the embarrassment of that forced the benching. Okay. If it was just a standard pick six on the sideline or whatever, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
I think they'll end up going back to Rattler this year.
Okay. He's going to play this week. Rattler's going to play this week.
Okay. You know what's funny about the Shuck and Rattler thing is that everyone's like, oh, you got to get the rookie some reps. Like he's the young guy. He's older than Spencer Rattler. He's older than him.
I really think I've heard this guy talk. Shuck seems like a really nice guy, level-headed. I hope the best for him in life. I also don't know if I've ever seen a worse quarterback draft pick.
Oh yeah, horrible.
Like for the draft capital. What I mean.
Yeah. What are the odds that Tyler Shuck becomes something significant in football?
I mean, it's 0.0. There are no odds. It's
guy
over.
No, imagine being Tyler Shuck and just surfing the internet and you find yourself on YouTube and you click a video and they're talking about me and there's a guy in a candy corn costume just talking mad junk about your game.
Tyler, I actually find you to be a charming young man.
Right.
And I hope maybe you get into coaching, something. So there's something for you, but it's not there.
Backup.
Isn't it? You could bounce around. You could make millions of dollars over the next 10 years.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's not going to be so bad.
Yeah,
but
I'll give him a 2% chance.
All right. Well, yeah, Spencer Rattler is going to be back and better than ever. All right. I have the Bears defense against the Bengals. So Jake Browning, I guess, is going to freaking start this week.
Maybe. I'm going to be so mad if he plays this week.
He's going to play. It's over. It's over. Flacco has an AC joint issue in his throwing arm. You know,
he's already over the hill, so we know that he's not going to heal normally.
The Bengals season is over. There's no reason. So basically, Jamar Chase goes from I don't know, the greatest fantasy asset of my lifetime to
the hyper targeting of Jamar. So here's the thing. I was like, yeah, like after they signed Joe Flacco, I went on the mailbag episode. I'm like, I think that you could at least like look to trade Jamar Chase if you're getting like elite assets in return, right?
I know.
And little did I know he was going to have a 55% target share with Joe Flacco. Guys, he's being targeted on well over half of their dropbacks right now, and targeted attempts. It's insane.
Crazy. And you know what, JJ? We of all people should have known the Flacco way, which is just to throw the ball to the guy who is the best receiver on your team.
I also have a theory that I'm pretty sure, although it is a little bit debunked because of Kirk Cousins this past week, but I feel like when a backup veteran steps in, they just hyper target the best player because they know that's their only chance.
Oh, yeah. Well, London was out, though.
True. I was just thinking more Darnell Mooney, but I guess Mooney's not like an alpha, right?
No.
Yeah. So that's fair. But like Andy Dalton, Tedero McMillan had a 43.5% target share this past week.
No. I think that this theory holds up when the actual wide receiver one is in the lineup.
Yeah, like when the actual wide receiver one is good, elite, and should be getting that much work.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Then it's a real thing. And I think that I might research this.
You should.
But like think about Andy Dalton last year with Deontay Johnson. Remember, Deontay Johnson was seeing crazy work before S hit the F, you know?
When did Amari Cooper go off? With the Browns?
Yeah. But what would that have been?
Was that Flacco?
I don't know.
I feel like it was I feel like Flacco was like F it. I'm just throwing it to this guy.
To Amari. And now he's dust.
And now he's finished.
He's not even in the league. Yeah.
Anyway.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, now we know what JJ will be doing on February 15th.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's very much an off-season project. The last defense is Jacksonville. What have we said about Jacksonville's defense all year? They're opportunistic. That's me being a teacher.
I'm sorry. I wasn't following. I was like, I'm ready to go ahead with it, but I didn't come up with
hated nothing. If you're a teacher and you're listening to this and you're one of those teachers that points at people and has the student fill in the blank as you're talking. Oh yeah. David said that Amari had that 51-point performance with Flacco.
Okay. Okay.
But if you're a teacher and you walk around the room and you're talking and then you stop to have a blank filled and you just point at a student to have the student say that blank,
I don't like
that. You're no, don't do that to the kids. No. Don't do that to them. Not every kid wants to talk. Okay?
Also, they're not in your head. You know,
right? You can't just know opportunistic. Like it's not going to just come to your head.
We need an opportunistic drop, like an audio drop.
Someone needs to make an opportunistic drop.
The worst drop I've ever heard.
That would be so bad. But yeah, look, they're an opportunistic defense. They might not get to the quarterback that much, but this is the offense that you would hypothetically want to face to be able to take advantage of those turnover opportunities because Geno Smith has just been a turnover machine this year. So fourth best matchup by adjusted points allowed are Vegas for defenses. So I think Jacksonville works.
All right. That'll do it.
Recap. Bears, Jags, but the Rams are number one for sure. Chig, Colston, Isaiah, and Theo. Mac, Trevor, Aaron, and Sam.
we love our guys. By the way, I still get folks saying, why do you have the show on a Wednesday? It's week 9. We're heading into week 9. Just to be clear, JJ and I could not really work it out on a Tuesday this year because of family obligations and whatnot. So we moved it to Wednesday. We post the streamers on the Living the Stream Patreon every single Tuesday,
right,
between like 11 and 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there you go.
And so everyone knows, like, this isn't, as much as we love doing this show, this is not our job. Living the Stream.
Right. Exactly.
This is our side thing that we've done for, over a decade now. And we can't prioritize this over our jobs.
It's a passion project in which we get to wear stupid costumes.
That's right.
Sometimes,
That's right. We really just do the show for Halloween week so that we can dress up.
We do. From here on out, it's going to suck. Actually, until Christmas, and then we get to wear stupid stuff again. Or at least I do.
I got excited because Christmas music is like a month away. I told Avery in the car driving her to dance yesterday. I was like, "Hey Avery, we're driving to Amanda's aunt and uncle's place for Thanksgiving as we do each year. We're actually going to Virginia. They have another house in North Carolina that we would go to, but we're going to Virginia this year, so I'll be closer to you. Up in like near the Leesburg area and stuff.
let's make sure not to get together.
Yeah, right. and so we're going up there, and I was like, and that to me is the time. Thanksgiving is when you can start listening to Christmas music.
Yeah.
And so I told Avery, I was like, hey, we're gonna have this long 6-hour road trip, but guess what? We get to listen to Christmas music. And late round Christmas, the playlist is back, baby. The playlist will be back.
And Foghat better be on it.
Foghat will never be on it.
I'm so upset.
Honestly, probably a bottom 3 take from you, and that's saying something.
That
I mean,
I've never been more confident about a music take than the fact that the Foghat Christmas song is good.
This was one of the worst things I've ever my ears have ever heard.
I honestly thought when you were like, yeah, I'll listen to it. I thought, okay, well, if he listens to it, he'll like it instantly. Yeah. And then you were like, no.
Yeah, what are you doing to your ears? I don't understand. All right, let's get to some questions. We have some from last week. Actually, we have some from 2 weeks ago that we still need to get to.
Jeez.
This first one's from Wyatt King 94. Okay. Probably born in 1994, you think?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Are you a bread clip on a? Are you a bread clip on and roll under, or no bread clip and throw it in the bread bin?
Man,
I'm a clip-on guy. My wife is the latter, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to raise my daughter to not be a psycho.
I love that question because this is the heart and soul of living the stream. Talking about this minutia.
Oh yeah, this is yes. I mean, this is very like Seinfeld-esque, right? Like just digging into the small things like this.
But see, I'll say I'm not one or the other. I kind of struggle. I go between.
Same.
I vacillate between being a clip guy and being a tie it off and put it under. Here's what makes a difference for me. Can I find the damn clip?
Right.
If I can, I'm putting it on. If I can't, I'm spending 0 time looking for it.
I think that so I don't really eat bread anymore because I'm gluten free. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
Yeah,
but I mean, I still make sandwiches for the kids. Or I think that this same question still applies to like potato chips. Is it
roll it up or clip it?
Yeah, are you a roll it up and kind of tuck it under and just like hope it doesn't move while it's in the pantry?
That's funny.
Or are you a clip it? I'm pretty pro clip for chips.
Me too. I will say if I can't find a chip clip immediately, it matters to me how many chips are in the bag because I actually am willing to take the chance and let like 10% of if there only 10% of the bag is left, I'm willing to let those go stale.
You might sack the C, if you will.
What?
Sacrifice the chips.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, sure. That but if I have, half or more of the bag, I'm looking for the clip because I'm not wasting half a bag of chips.
Yeah. We my buddies and I, when we game, we'll play like Rocket League. Have you heard of Rocket League?
I have. I don't really
It's
know
car soccer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why I said K like that. It's like, okay, Denny, it's car soccer. No, so you can run into another car, your opponent's car, and blow them up if you're going at like a really fast speed and they're going at a slow speed. But sometimes when that happens, there's smoke that appears, and then the ball can kind of like go through the smoke, and they can't see where the ball is, and it'll sometimes go in the goal. And when that happens, we say that we sacked the bod. We sacked our body, sacrificed our body for the greater good.
That sounds like you.
Yeah, it really does.
Speaking of soccer, can I just say we had a playoff game. We tied. I coached my daughter's soccer team. I just wanted to update the folks.
Right.
Using very strange, analytically sound strategies. We tied our playoff game 1-1. We went into overtime, still 1-1. I'm waiting to hear if we won the tiebreaker, but that's neither here nor there.
What's the tiebreaker?
I think it's total goals on the season.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how many the other team has, so we'll see.
Who tracks that? Is it up to the coaches to track it?
The league, yeah, the coaches track it, but the league keeps score, right? So I'm waiting to hear on that anxiously. But here's what I did. Okay, first of all, I found out that the other teams think I'm crazy for only having one defender back.
Oh, officially?
Yeah, like they have 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
right?
they play scared.
They play scared, And
Yeah.
I said, no. We're introducing variance into this equation. Okay. This is a high variance situation here.
Yeah. I mean,
And
those are the people that don't go for 2 down 8, you know?
we're going to score some goals. And guess what? We're going to have some goals scored on us. Okay.
Right.
But I do have, my daughter is the defender, and I told her, you take them out. You take these girls out when it's a fast break and it's you against them. It's over for them. You have to just stop it, right? And she does that. Anyway, here's what I did in overtime. I abandoned defense completely. I called my single defender, Eleanor. I told her, go. I get on the field, get to the offense. So I had 7 players on offense and only the goalie back.
Did they get any like odd man breaks or anything like that?
And we got it. We got a good shot on goal in the overtime period. I think because we had so many players down there, and it missed by about a foot. So
yeah, that's so good. That's so funny. Next question. This is from @M_4_2. When you go out for a function that requires you to wear jeans, dress pants, trousers, etc., do you immediately take them off when you get home and change into something else like basketball shorts or sweats, or you just keep wearing those pants until you're ready for bed?
I know what you do.
My answer is quite literally the first thing I do when I get home is go to my bedroom and put gym shorts on.
You have the pants 30% off when you're entering the doorway.
Correct. I hate wearing pants. Yes.
Which is why your neighbors have called the cops on you.
That's right.
I will wear it until bedtime.
Like just chilling on the couch. You'll just wear like tight jeans.
I will wear tight jeans. Here's what I will wear: dress shoes for the rest of the day.
Denny,
I swear, I'm not a bit. Ask my wife.
I'm so mad right now.
When I used to work outside the home and I used to go to an office, I used to have to dress up in that stuff, khaki pants, dress shoes, this and that. I would get home at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I would stay in that until bedtime. I'm not kidding. And she thinks I'm insane for it. So
you are insane for that. This is like, Jim Sonis wears jeans every day. He works from home. He wears jeans every day.
I know. You've told me that. And part of me is like, it's like revulsion, but he has a reason, right?
No,
I thought he had a good reason.
Jim Sonis, for those unfamiliar, he worked for me at FanDuel when I was there, and he awesome dude, just great guy, great analyst too. But we would make fun of him all the time because he would wear jeans every day.
Well, Jim, I'm with you, brother. Listen, yeah. I've worn dress pants for 12 straight hours.
I mean, but was that, you mean like at home? You're saying
at home,
like for no reason?
I just don't. For me, there's no difference unless I'm like going to exercise. But
you don't like just wearing gym shorts around the house?
No.
Why? They're so comfortable.
No, I never wear gym shorts.
When's the last time you wore gym shorts, like not exercising?
Oh no. Maybe to take the dog out in the summer, like in the morning.
That's still. Oh, you mean just out to like pee?
Yeah.
You would put the gym shorts on just to take the dog out?
Yeah, because they're just like laying there, like, yeah. I mean, like, because I exercised the day before or whatever, so they're like dirty and nasty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wear gym. I quite literally 98% of the time that I'm living, I'm wearing gym shorts.
Yeah, you're a gym shorts guy. Can I do some questions from our patrons?
Yeah.
All right. Casey Fetta, friend of the show, says, how do you disperse the Halloween candy your kids get trick-or-treating? Is it a free-for-all, or do you limit them to a set number of pieces? It always seems like unless we let them have 69 pieces a day, there's always about a piñata's worth of candy left over by Christmas time.
Yeah.
Okay. This is, and it ranges. On Halloween night, I do limit it somewhat. But I find that my kids, they don't, if you just let them roam free with the Halloween candy in the house after Halloween, they eventually just stop looking at it. They don't.
Yeah. Avery's always been really good with, like we'll just have her Halloween candy in the pantry, and she doesn't like, I mean, we also are like not letting her just eat Halloween candy all the time, but she doesn't really ask to eat it all the time. And then by the time it gets to be like Christmas, like you said, like she's not eating it. We also have like donated candy in the past.
Right.
Like talk to the kids about like, okay, if you donate this, we'll give you like $5 or something like that. Or if you don't want it, we'll give you whatever. But there's like some military things that you can donate to and whatnot. The one thing I'll say is I'm a little bit nervous about CJ. And the reason I say that is because over Easter this past year, okay, Amanda had bought, okay, so CJ at this point is a little over 2, okay? He'll be 3 in December. But over Easter, Amanda had bought some Peeps, okay? Not that anyone likes Peeps, but she bought Peeps.
Kids do.
Yeah, kids like them just fine. And so we had the Peep, but you know how they're in that like plastic container and they're like, you know, like once they're open, you got to like put them in like a Ziploc bag or something like that. So we put them in a Ziploc bag. And then after we did that, like 2 weeks later, we went in and every single Peep had a bite in them.
No way.
And CJ was sneaking into our pantry, taking bites of, because we have like a little bit of a walk-in in the pantry. It's not like massive, but you can like stand in there and like close the door if you want to.
Yeah.
And he would just do that and stand in there and take one bite of the Peep and put it back.
One bite.
Bite.
That means he's a conscientious kid. You know, he knows he shouldn't be doing this, but just the bite, Satan. I'm just going to take one bite. Yeah. So the thing with the Halloween candy, if you make it a forbidden fruit situation, it will become a forbidden fruit. I know this because my parents had no restrictions on my Halloween candy access, none.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like, there's a big pile of candy. I'll have one. Okay. Or I'll have 2. But my friend, my buddy from down the street who had massive restrictions on everything he ate, he would come over and basically like Scarface it, right? Like just face straight down into the candy and eat until he was sick.
Right.
You know,
there's a balance.
That's the way it goes. Yeah.
There's a balance. It's similar to like, I don't want to shield my kids from certain like pop culture things or like worldly things, because by the time they're adults, they're gonna be like, what is going on? I don't understand. And then they might lean into that even more. And then I'm going to be frightened about what they're going to do.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
All right. I have one more from Patreon, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Let's see.
By the way, we just got breaking news that Terry McLaurin is officially out this weekend. He re-injured that quad.
Yeah. I mean, he's
officially re-injured that quad, I should say.
I'd be surprised if he plays anytime soon, honestly. Oh yeah, here's one. As an OG listener of Living the Stream, I often find myself reflecting on the Fiverr guy JJ paid back in 2013 to create the intro song. What an unsung hero this guy is. How many people now associate his erstwhile attempts to squeeze words like recommendations and opposition matchups into a catchy tune with hard-hitting advice on parenting, pooping, and playing fantasy football? It's got to be dozens and dozens at this point.
It is crazy. I'm trying to log into Fiverr right now to see if I can look at my past orders and see if he would still pop up and maybe imagine getting him on the show.
Okay, so Jared, this person's name is Jared, a friend of the show. And Jared says, do you ever consider finding this guy and thanking him for his meaningful contributions to all of our lives?
Yeah, I think I just found him.
Maybe we should talk to him.
I'm pretty sure his name is, I think this might be him.
Yeah. Hey, listen, like this video if you want us to talk with the Fiverr guy who did the Living the Stream song.
Guys, I found him. I'm gonna send you guys. I'm pretty sure this is him. I'm gonna right now in the comments section. I'm gonna post his Patreon.
All right. Well, now we're cooking.
Patreon. His Fiverr. Man. Look at the profile picture.
I don't see it.
If you click that link,
can you send it to me in the private chat?
Yeah. Here's the profile picture, and I'll send you the. Although I don't know. Oh, here we go. This is really good audio for people.
Yeah, it's great audio.
I'm pretty sure that's him, guys.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm fairly certain that's him.
All right. So
it looks like it would be him, right?
Jimmy Buffett looking guy.
I'm look at it. Okay. Listen to this. I have the message that I had sent.
Okay. That's funny.
To him.
From 13 years
This was created, so you guys know, this was created May 9th, 2013.
Jeez.
is when this was created. Okay. And then it says he did say lyrics, and he posted the lyrics. Fantasy football podcast called Living the Stream comes to you each week, streaming recommendations during the NFL season. It's not just tongue in cheek. And then he says all of it. And then he delivered the MP3 to me.
Wow.
Click here to contact the seller. I might have to do that.
That is really funny.
Oh, actually, you know what? I did this in 2020. It's been years, as you can see, since we last chatted. You created an intro and outro for a podcast that I do, and the podcast is still going strong. We've changed some things, and I was wondering, this was part of us trying to do, I was trying to do another audio file, but he didn't respond to it. But yeah, we've at least tried to contact this man. So someone's asking if he came up with the lyrics. The answer is not really. I can't see my original message to this guy. Because the original message had what the show was about, and he basically just read it verbatim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've said that on the pod before, which is so funny that he did that.
Yeah.
I have another question from Justin Hatmaker.
Let's hear it. What a last name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not his last name, but we can imagine.
No, that could be. There's a lot of insert noun maker names.
Oh, right. Because it was, like back in the day, they were like, so what's your last name?
Yeah, I'm just assuming it's like an industrial revolution type thing. Or something.
I guess I make hats for a living, so I guess hat maker. I don't know.
Yeah, like a nail maker or something. Yeah. You
know? Carpenter. Right. Sure, let's go with that. Carter is one, by the way.
There you go.
Dragging a cart around.
There you go. Right.
Merry old England.
Yeah, Zacharyson,
You're carrying around Zach's. Anyway, Justin says people who put Christmas lights up pre-Halloween while they still have Halloween decorations up, I should just call the police, right?
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, no. So you are intruding. You're intruding on Halloween by doing that.
Right.
Like technically, I guess the U.S. Constitution says you can do that. Okay, like the originalist reading, it says that that's okay. But I say you should not do it because you should wait until, I don't know, the season to do it.
Right. There's some people that do that in my neighborhood, and they've already done it, and I can't get behind that.
I'm okay, but okay for me. When I see Christmas decorations in like mid-November, I'm sick of them by mid-December. Like right. I'm just done with them, especially by the time Christmas comes around. By the time Christmas comes around, it feels like 2 months of Christmas. It's too.
That's why you got to do Thanksgiving as the start of Christmas.
We need to truncate the situation. We need to shrink it down to size, and you will enjoy it more. It sounds counterintuitive. Sounds counterintuitive. If I enjoy something, if I enjoy Halloween, I should be celebrating it from August 20th till October 31st. No. If you enjoy it, you celebrate it from October 1st to the 31st.
I mean, like, imagine if you had Christmas morning every single day.
It would become not special. That's my.
It would become not special. Imagine if your birthday was every day.
It would mean that it wasn't special anymore. You didn't care.
Right.
Which I don't care about my birthday. I'm 40.
Just like imagine if you took a dump once a year. That would be a really special occasion.
It would be incredibly special. And
it's dump day.
It's right. It's dump day. Clear the house.
Clear the house. It's JJ's dump day today. Everybody get ready to celebrate.
Well, you take a dump every Monday, a data dump.
I do take a data dump every Monday. Yeah.
And I try to rip
over social media. All over.
That's a massive, like a chickpea amount, really.
Just a massive D on the SMs,
Yeah. You're good at that.
We'll go one more question.
Okay.
Actually, this will be a fun one. At Fantasy Ladder, what non-fantasy football accounts / content creators are your favorite to follow across various social media? Could be silly or interesting. I know JJ is a Gary V stan, which I'm really not, and he kind of got played out. But curious, Gary Vaynerchuk.
I do. Yeah.
He just, I was into him in like 10 years ago, like when he was like newer to people's
before he went mainstream.
Right. but curious about others you like to check out when you need a moment to scroll. Chef Reactions is one for him. And Jason Ledane. Who's Jason Ledane?
Look, I'm not gonna trend toward the political stuff. So I'll just say this. I enjoy golf a lot. And there's a guy named Rick Rungood on YouTube. And he's excellent. He reminds me a lot of JJ. I think I've said that before in the way he looks at the game. So check him out if you're into golf, because it's more than just like fantasy golf. It's more than analytics. Like, he really, really loves to talk about the game, and I like to listen to him.
Yeah, no, he's great. I know, Rick. I'm pretty sure we mutually follow each other on Twitter too.
I know. I see him at these big events, and he went to the Ryder Cup and stuff, and I'm like, I'm so happy for you, man.
Yeah. Mine is mostly. I mean, I've said this before. I like listening to certain podcasts a lot. Like, the most mainstream one is Armchair Expert, the Dak Shepard show. That
okay.
I think that he is really misunderstood. Like, people hate him, Dak Shepard, because they think that he's like a player, and like there's a lot of stuff with like him and Kristen Bell, and like they're not, that he's like horrible to her and all this kind of stuff. But like, when you listen to the podcast, he is one of the best interviewers I've ever listened to in my life. Super vulnerable and like really good at connecting with whoever he's talking to. And I think it's helpful from my perspective as like someone who does a podcast, but also like I like vulnerability. And so it's really interesting to listen to.
Oh, one more. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just gonna say the other ones that I listen to are more like health related. Like, I listen to Peter Attia, who's now everywhere. I was kind of an OG Attia guy, to be totally clear. And then there's some other random like health related, like exercise related accounts that I'm interested in.
One more thing, and then we gotta go get some milkshakes. David Duchovny has a podcast that I discovered recently because my NBC Sports coworker Jay Croucher actually sent it to me. But we bond over X-Files.
I was gonna say X-Files based.
Huge X-Files guys, right? Every time I see him up at Stamford, Connecticut, when I do the studio stuff, we talk endlessly about X-Files. It's great. Anyway, he had Gillian Anderson, Scully from the show, on the show, and they talked for an hour. And it's for any X-Files fan, even a casual fan, it was really revealing. Really recommend that one.
What's your like guilty pleasure pop culture thing that you can, like, for instance, mine is I still watch The Challenge, the one show that's on MTV that like is they're on season 41 right now.
Does it count that I watch Who's the Boss almost every night?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the Boss is interesting. But just from like a political and cultural perspective, like it was like the first generation of women who are like trying to have it all, and including a male housekeeper who's, by the way, he's jacked and traditionally masculine. I find it interesting.
You watch it every night?
Almost every night, yeah.
What's it on?
Oh, it's on Hulu.
Oh,
yeah, and I guess Tony Danza gets a lot of hate, but I find
like for the show or just as a human now?
No, from the show, like, he's he's a bad actor. I mean, he's not a great actor. He's so endearing though. What's wrong with Tony?
Yeah. Someone asked me if I'm still part of Bachelor Nation. The answer is no. I stopped watching The Bachelor about 5 or 6 years ago, but we do another guilty pleasure show. We do watch Love is Blind.
I have watched that.
It is there was this season just ended, and there was a scene where they were on their honeymoon. You know how they like go on their honeymoon and stuff after they get engaged, and I guess it's not honeymoon, but they go on like a vacation, and one of the dudes just got like pissed drunk, and he went back to his hotel room, his condo or wherever they stayed, and then she came back and she could not comprehend why he was so out of it, and he just kept giving her answers like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're doing. Because he was still like clearly drunk from earlier in the day.
Okay.
And they got in this argument, and this guy was just so out of his mind. And I was just literally dying laughing the entire. It's so good when you watch that show from the lens of just this is horrific television.
I mean, the formula is very simple and genius. It is, you get hard bodies together and you introduce alcohol into the equation, and you have a TV show.
Right. You know, they do have marriages and babies that have come out of that show now.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I know, man. Good luck. Good luck to those folks. That's,
Yeah.
crazy.
You got to find two people that are like really in it, right? Like really ready to do it, or else it's just not going to work.
So many abs in that show. So many abs.
A lot of abs in the show. They're just starting to get a little bit more like neutral folks, which is good. You know, just
really?
like above average looking people.
Okay.
Not like shockingly gorgeous people.
I mean, look, if I knew I was going on that show, I would dedicate my entire life to trimming down and getting something of an ab situation going.
Yeah, like I wonder, like if you had like 3 months before you knew it was going to air, you would be fasting, 3 days a week, like. Yeah,
you have no idea how vain I would get. Like I would become the least likable person alive.
Yeah.
All right,
Danny. That note, on that note, enjoy your Halloween.
Yeah, same to you.
But let everyone know where they can find you as well.
Yes, happy Halloween to the folks. You can find me on Blue Sky. Tons of sports content, by the way, out there on Blue Sky. So check it out. You can find all my work on rotoworld.com and check out the Roto World football show on Tuesdays and Thursdays with Pat Doherty and Kyle Dvorchak and myself.
You can find me on Twitter at LateRoundQB, also Blue Sky, same handle. All my work over on LateRound.com. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy Halloween. If you have children, enjoy their Halloween because you'll just be following them.
That's right.
But it's a fun time. I like it. I like being a dad on Halloween. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Hopefully no tricks, only treats.
And if you don't have kids and you're going to party, please do so responsibly. Get an Uber, right. All that.
Not more than 2.5 hard seltzers. Remember that.
Yes. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you for listening to Living the Stream. We hope you enjoyed the internet podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes now. It won't take long. It's fast. For more fantasy football info, check out
LateRound.com and Roto World.
Hope you come back soon as we share about the teams and as we live in the stream.